Hello my friends, and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 GMO Suggested Combinations run, where I'm taking two characters suggested by you, the viewers, and combining them to see if we can beat Danger 5 with it. So come up with your best or worst combinations, let me have them, and we'll see if we can win. Today we're going for maximum damage. I'm going to be taking the Apprentice, who gains damage every time they level up, but loses HP, combined with the One-Armed, who gains double to every damage increase and decrease that they get. That means we're going to be getting twice as much damage when we level up with the Apprentice. This might seem like it's going to be a ridiculously powerful combination, but I actually think this is going to be much, much harder than it looks at first, because the One-Armed attacks very infrequently. Despite the triple attack speed that you have, you only get 1/6 of the weapons, so you attack half as often as other characters. And combined with the Apprentice's low HP, this character will have severe difficulty defending itself if it can't just kill all the enemies near it, and could die very easily as a result. There's a couple directions we could go with this. We could try normal one-armed builds that use sort of bouncing shots, like Lightning Shiv, or Shuriken, or Slingshot. We could try Cacti Club, because that is both bouncing shots and scales with both the melee and ranged damage that Apprentice is giving us. We could try something like Plank that scales with all of the Apprentice's damage types, but I think all of those are going to be relatively risky. The bouncing shots will only the first shot targets the nearest enemy, so you will leave yourself at risk if you aren't killing like everything really quickly with the bouncing shots, and melee weapons are going to be really dangerous with low health. So I think the weapon that we're going to go with to try to keep ourselves alive through what I believe is going to be a pretty tough run is going to be the SMG. This just attacks really fast, so we should be able to clear the waves as the enemies get close to us and prevent ourselves from being in danger of dying due to our low hit points. I suspect that this run, if we win it, is going to look super easy, and people are going to be like, what are you talking about? This, is going to look super easy. People are going to be like, what are you talking about? This run was incredibly easy. But if we lose it, it's going to go wrong very, very quickly. So my intuition is that this is actually a pretty difficult run. We're going to take Harvesting here, because when you get Harvesting Wave 1, it's often worth picking up. And then we're definitely buying the SMG, and we're going to buy Cake. It does cost me 2% damage, but the max HP, of course, is critically important when you're playing the Apprentice. Mushroom I will pass on. I think we can roll for economy items early, and we'll definitely take Scar. Cute Monkey costs me 2 ranged damage, so even though the healing itself would be pretty good, we're not going to take the Cute Monkey. We're going to just buy the Scar and go to the next wave. I don't need to focus on buying flat ranged damage, because of course we're going to get that from Apprentice, which is one reason I like SMG, because SMG mostly just cares about flat ranged damage. That's the only stat you need to increase to make the SMG powerful. Wow, double box there. That is very lucky. Although you can see, and we're still making like pretty good money at this point. One of the boxes also had a gentle alien, so things couldn't be going better in that respect. But as I was saying, SMG mostly just needs flat ranged damage to scale, so the fact that we're getting so much of it for free should be good for this character. Even though we're getting it for free, I'm definitely still taking Lens. That was a great set of items to find in boxes there. Let's re-roll this level. I think we can do a little better. I'll take max HP. I'm going to roll once more, see if I can get a level 2 upgrade at least. And yeah, I'll take 3 regeneration. You might think that we want to be using lifesteal primarily, and I think this build will lean towards using lifesteal just because we have the SMG, but you have to remember that one-armed attacks half as frequently as other characters, so counterintuitively, despite the plus 200% attack speed, it's actually much worse at using lifesteal than other characters are, so you often will want to go for regeneration rather than lifesteal on the one-armed. For this build where we're using submachine gun, we will be attacking frequently enough that we can use lifesteal, I think, but just pointing that out about general facts about the one-armed. Spicy sauce, we do want to buy every HP we see, but for 55, that's so expensive. I'm just going to roll and try to get a more efficient way to buy items, and Weird Ghost sure is that. And then for 4, I'm going to reroll and see if I can lock something else good. Do I want the Alien Tongue? I do want pickup range, but I've mostly wanted in the form of baby geckos, I think. So is alien tongue worth picking up? I think I'm going to pass on all of these items. I think we can just roll into better stuff. Do have to be a little careful off the start of this wave, because of course I took a weird ghost. But we've managed to maintain 18 hit points, which is not terrible for an apprentice at this stage of the game. My plan with lifesteal and regeneration is I'll take regeneration when it's efficient, I'll take lifesteal when it's cheap, and we'll lean a little towards lifesteal, depending on what items show up, basically. Again, I could take 3 HP. I'm going to roll because I think we can do better, and 10 luck will help a lot, of course. Awesome find here. We'll take the bag. That increases our economy significantly, especially because we just boosted our luck. And we get to level up to a level 3 submachine gun already. It can be very difficult to level up your weapon on the one-armed because you have to roll exactly on level or over level with your current weapon. You can't combine lower level weapons to increase your weapon level. So finding exactly the level 2 gun to go from level 2 to 3 was perfect there. I need to increase my percentage damage a little bit. We're still doing a slightly lower damage than I'd like per shot. And that will become quite challenging when a lot of these floaters start spawning, because they spawn a projectile every time we shoot them, which for submachine gun can be very dangerous if you don't have high damage. 2 trees there, but no crate, of course. After we got the bag, all the crates disappear. I'm going to take the movement speed here. I have negative movement speed, which I don't like, and then I will take 10 luck. Flat range damage would be fine, but I prefer to take the luck here. Roll. Turret I am going to grab. This is relatively cheap, and remember, we do scale our engineering naturally with the Apprentice. Not to incredible levels, but it's still, I think, worth grabbing the turret. And then we already have a tree. If we get a lumberjack shirt, pocket factory, we could end up with an engineering sub-theme later on. Another tree will help with that as well. And I'm locking acid, because of course we need to increase our HP. Do I roll here for 10? I think that's getting a bit expensive, so I'm going to save my money. I do need to be, even though I did take the turret, which was a bit of a speculative pick here, I need to be very disciplined with what I pick up. Because this build, I think, cannot afford to start falling behind in damage. If we start falling behind the waves, then we're going to get overwhelmed very quickly as just the number of enemies makes it too difficult to keep up with the waves. If we can find piercing or bouncing shots, that would help a lot as well, of course. Though we will also need pumpkin to make the piercing shots do decent damage. Head injury, definitely taking that. And then it's a level 2 ranged damage upgrade, so I'm just going to pick that up. And I'll take the HP over the luck here, because 6 HP is really good. Take the acid and the weird food, and then roll. Gonna roll again here and take a gentle alien. Awesome find, and one more reroll. And we found the broken mouth. I'm gonna actually lock all of these. We can boost my HP to a much better level and start picking up some lifesteal here as well. I'm gonna try to get to like 10% lifesteal or so. We don't intend to take too many hits because I'm gonna be building mostly for damage, but it's very important that when I do take a hit, we heal it back up immediately, because my HP will be quite low. Part of why I'm happy to have Weird Ghost as well, just the number of consumables that should be on the ground. When you're not taking too many hits, you end up stockpiling a lot of consumables on the ground, and so if they're worth more when you heal, then when you take a hit, you can immediately pop yourself back to full HP. Just by picking up all the consumables at once. You can see there we were starting to actually not be able to clear all the enemies as they spawned. We left a lot alive that another character would have killed at the end of that wave. But we're still making pretty good income. Recycle the toxic sludge, and then attack speed is much less valuable for this character than for other characters, but still pretty important. But is it more important than 16% damage or just some range damage? I think even with our plus 200% and the fact that the attack speed only applies to one item, one weapon, it's still worth picking up the attack speed there, because we need to be attacking quickly with our weapon, otherwise it will not do anything. Cute Monkey, I'm going to pass on, even with the free reroll. I just don't think that's that good for us. Scared Sausage. So this is a spot where I could speculate on Scared Sausage. We've got a turret already. We could boost our... and we're boosting our elemental damage. For 50, I think it is worth it, so I'm going to pick up the Scared Sausage. That could easily be a mistake, though, because I just bought something that doesn't really help wave clear right now. But if I get a lot of non-weapon sources of damage, other ways to apply the burning, that could be very helpful for wave clear later on. Just more turrets, landmines, and so on, which are items that we probably will pick up. The percent damage increase, of course, from the one-armed doesn't help with the turrets, but the engineering scaling from Apprentice does. And if we find improved tools, we have incredibly high attack speed, so we can get very, very fast attacking constructs if we happen to find that item. Still okay, but not amazing income at this level. I could start building crit chance, I could just build more attack speed, I could build more movement speed. I think I'm going to start building crit chance. SMG doesn't crit incredibly well, but again, when you're attacking this often, it can still be useful to have the crit chance. Just multiplies your outgoing damage, and we have tons of flat ranged damage, so we can start building crit chance. It also gives us the option to build into hunting trophy, tentacle, and so on if we find those items later down the line. I'm just going to take the max HP here. It's a bit late to keep building harvesting. Our harvesting just never really came together, so max HP it is. Takeout I will take, and Dental Alien I will take. Terrified Onion does cost me luck, but gives us move speed. With 13%, I think I'm going to pass on the Terrified Onion. Roll again here. Definitely locking this lure, and I'll pick up another Butterfly. I guess that we're also losing elemental damage. Yeah, the Scared Sausage was a pretty bad purchase, honestly. Probably shouldn't have done that. I always want to try the engineering plus elemental thing because it's so much fun when you can get it going. So any build that's remotely close to being able to do it, I always go out of my way to give it a shot. But for this build, it's not correct, I don't think, to try to lean into that. We'll see if it works out. It's still possible that it will. Decreasing my luck, of course, is also dangerous because, or penalizes me because we're not getting any boxes and we have a bag. So we're losing out on potential value from that as well. Hey, all I had to do was complain about it. I will say this turret has been doing work. We are getting so much money off of this turret. Coupon we'll definitely take, and then we have no armor, so I'll take the 3 armor here. It looks like we're not going to be able to build dodge, which is fine. We just need to make sure we're keeping up with maximum HP. We'll take the lure, we'll take the acid. I will still buy lens. It's just such an efficient item, especially when we double the damage. So even though we have tons of ranged damage already, we can always have more. Gold-plated teeth I have banned for these runs. It's just too powerful an item. The mod author, I think, missed a little on balance when making this item, so we've just banned it. And there's the improved tools. So the Scared Sausage turret thing is sort of back on the menu here. We'll take bag, and then I will lock these 2 items as well. Wave 9 is probably the real test for this build. Can we actually defeat all of the enemies quickly enough as they approach me without piercing shots or anything? And you can see that even with the very fast attacking SMG, we're having trouble killing all of the enemies before we tank hits. Now, we've managed to maintain our max health reasonably well on this build, so this character would probably still be fine with a melee weapon. But if we hadn't gotten pretty lucky, we've run above average, I think, on finding max HP in the shops. then we would have much lower max HP, and a melee weapon would be much more dangerous for this wave. Making excellent income, though, at this point, as we continue to clear these waves. Ooh, all right, let's kill this loot alien. It's possible I should have waited a wave on the lure. I wanted to make my way back to the center there to pick up the last of the materials on the ground, but wasn't quite fast enough. It was more important to break the tree, and we even got a crate out of it. It's possible I should have waited a wave on the lure, because I had to give up killing a lot of enemies to kill those loot aliens, but we did get 3 crates, we got a vigilante ring, we got a fairy, which is obviously awesome for our regeneration, and at this stage of the game, we still definitely will take fertilizer. I'll just take the 2 armor here, and then 15 attack speed, just taking the high-level items. And then improved tools will be great. Little muscly dude and weird food. A pity that we didn't roll something we could actually buy in this shop, because then we'd have gotten a free reroll. It is pretty late to start with harvesting, but crown could be worth a decent amount of money. So I'm going to pick that up, and I'm going to buy these 2 items, and then roll. Incendiary turret, now that I have the improved tools I will buy. I probably wouldn't if I didn't have that, but this will be very powerful with improved tools, and then let's go to the next wave. With only 21 harvesting, I don't know if the crown is going to be at all useful, but, you know, I love crown, so we're going to pick that up. It is probable that the crown is going to be mostly dead weight for most of this game. Like, we'll end up making money off of it, but we spent 198 on it when we could have spent that on cheaper and more efficient damage items earlier in the game, since items get more expensive and rerolls get more expensive the later you go in the waves. The sheer number of enemies on the field is getting a little bit dangerous. I did buy a lot of gentle aliens, so there are a lot of enemies on the field. With 50 HP, I'm a little less worried about that, but we could use some way to do AoE clear. Even just a landmines would be very good. Here, I'll take max HP, and then let's take some damage. I could buy dodge to try to repair my dodge, but I think it's just too late, and I'm really not worried about it. So magic barrier would give me a bunch of armor, because we're gaining elemental damage constantly. Cost me 5 speed, 10 attack speed, which we can immediately repair with the coffee. I think the magic barrier scaling our armor has got to be good for this build. Energy bracelet I still won't take, though, because even though it gives us potential armor and stuff, we definitely don't want the energy bracelet. And here is a great way, the crown immediately has been ruined, of course, but here's a great way to clear the AoE waves. This is one of the items I was hoping to see, Rip and Tear, because we have tons of melee damage, so the Rip and Tear is going to have gigantic explosions. We're naturally scaling our damage, so we can make use of stuff like that. Cake we'll take here, and Banner I think I'm going to pass on. I do want to keep my lifesteal relatively high, and it's just not that efficient an item anyways. Alright, so we should have the damage to kill this elite. This is a pretty tough elite to have for wave 11. Because it charges right at us, and a lot of our shots are going into other enemies on the field. Taking a few more hits than I would like here. I'm trying to lure it back through all of my turrets, because those actually contribute pretty meaningfully to our DPS. Thanks to improved tools and our high engineering and elemental damage and the scared sausage. So I think the scared sausage actually did work out pretty well, even though I spent 50 on it. And I think it still was wrong to buy it, but as it happened, it has worked out quite well. So sometimes you can make the wrong move and still have it work well. You just have to try not to bias your analysis based on hindsight. You should try to make the best decisions based on the information that you have at the time. Take Pocket Factory here, and then Exoskeleton, of course, is excellent. And let's pick up some luck here. Cake, I will take Losing 4% attack speed for 20% damage. We have 64%. Yeah, we'll take that. Here, I'm going to grab a spicy sauce. Here's another item that I've banned for these runs. Marksmanship is just too powerful. Claw Tree is actually kind of interesting now that we have 72 max HP, but I think still not that efficient. But Baby Gecko and Shady Potion definitely are. Power Generator gives us a decent amount of plus HP, and Acid, of course, is very good. If we can get to 100 HP with this build, I will be very happy. I think we are past the really challenging point, which was sort of the wave 9 to 12 area. I think we navigated that pretty well. And now that we've gotten, like, a bunch of sources of damage other than just our actual machine gun online with the improved tools, Pocket Factory, etc., we're doing very well in terms of wave clear. The Horde wave that's upcoming, I think we have a Horde wave, wave 14 if I'm remembering correctly, is another big test for this character though, so I'm hoping that we get a little bit more in the way of area of effect stuff before then. The Rip and Tear will be amazing there though, so that's one item I'm very happy to have seen. Could really use Sift's Relic or more geckos too. We've bought all the geckos we've seen, but we've only seen one. Stone Skin, we have pretty good armor, so I'm going to take the Stone Skin because HP is pretty important. I will take the Fertilizer as well. We do have the Crown, and then let's take 7% crit chance. Plasma Sledgehammer is kind of fun too. Obviously, I've been building a ton of ranged damage, but we do have elemental and melee damage as well, so I could swap out my SMG for the Plasma Sledgehammer. It only attacks every half second, though, so I think I'm still going to pass on that. As fun as this would be, I think this is a good way to just lose the run, so we're gonna avoid doing that. Take the SMG here, and the Gentle Alien. If I find, like, a rapid-firing ranged weapon, I will maybe think about upgrading the SMGs. You know, if we find a minigun or, obviously, a Gatling laser or something would be awesome. But I think for Plasma Sledgehammer, which isn't that strong a weapon just in a vacuum, we're not going to deviate from our plan. Tyler and Scared Sausage will help with our other plan, though, of doing a lot of elemental damage across the map, engineering effects across the map, so I will buy those items. And obviously the level 4 SMG is a pretty huge upgrade as well. If I get explosion size, that would help our Rip and Tear a ton, and then also any like landmines or anything that we find like that would be really good. That's the other reason I wasn't that excited about the Plasma Sledgehammer. It has a pretty small AoE on its explosions. So items that explode bigger I would be much more interested in. Tanking some hits here, but we have 88 HP, which is plenty to survive. Going to decrease, of course, as I continue to level up. Lemonade we will take. Let me reroll here, and yeah, I'm just going to take 32% damage. That's too much damage to pass up on. Take this and this. Do I take Medical Turret? We have improved tools and 230% attack speed, so I think the Medical Turret is worth picking up. That can keep us alive much more easily. And then here, I'm going to take the Dusty Fedora. A bigger area will be very helpful for dodging around the Horde waves, so it helps in several ways. And then Coupon and Alloy are both worth taking as well. It helps to give us the luck, obviously, but also just gives me a bigger area to run around in. Try to stay alive. It does make our turrets worse, so there is that, but it's an efficient and fun item, and you know I'm not going to pass Dusty Fedora when I see it anyways, so get used to it. I did tank some damage there, so we need to heal back up, but the great thing is you can see that we would really be struggling without the Rip and Tear to clear all of these enemies, because we just don't have enough rapid damage, but the Rip and Tear is setting off these chain explosions, clearing through the Horde wave, so that's what's keeping us alive right now. has been an excellent find for us, the Rip and Tear. Now, I could really use more geckos, because we're going to be leaving like 300 materials on the ground this wave. Okay, only 200, but still a lot. We'll take that, and then I'm just going to grab some max HP. I need to still buy this to make sure that I'm surviving. Extra luck for minus armor from the lucky coin. That's pretty good, so I will take that. Pass on the alloy, but Dangerous Bunny should pay for itself, so I'll take that. Do I want blindfold? It's only crit chance because we have minus 26% dodge, and we're about to buy more negative dodge. So I think for 5% crit chance, I'm just going to pass on the blindfold. Just going to drink some water. The medical turret was... I bought it before the Dusty Fedora, I'm pretty sure. If I bought it afterwards, I probably shouldn't have. Because it's very hard to make use of it when the arena is this big. But I'm pretty sure I bought it before the Dusty Fedora. And so again, that's one of those circumstances where it's important to judge your decisions based on the information you had at the time, not based on how they turned out later. Obviously, you can use how they turned out to inform future decisions. You know, it's still that significant data, but you always want to be making your decisions based on the appropriate information that you have. Yeah, I'll take community support, just even more attack speed. We are starting to lose a little bit of armor, and I'm going to lose even more. So the stone skin is a lot less valuable than it was a little while ago. I'm actually going to roll here for armor, I think, because that's worth HP as well, and our armor is getting quite low. I don't like having super low dodge and super low armor. Take this and this. We have a fairy already, right? Or... no, we don't. We don't have fairy. So I'm going to pass on the book, even though we do have a bunch of engineering effects. Actually, with all the engineering stuff and the potential of finding fairy, I'm going to take the book here. Fertilizer is still probably worth taking at this point, because we do have the crown. We'll take poisonous tonic. We're going to roll. I guess I'll buy another fairy, and then... pickup range and harvesting on the little frog. This is going to tick 4 times, so it's just not going to pay for itself. Missile I will take, though, just because boosting my damage is so valuable. And now I'm going to take the Jeff's Shades. We have enough healing that we should be able to support it. And as we increase our attack speed, of course, that helps us survive. But finding that Rip and Tear was really the big difference maker this run. The fact that we were able to easily survive the Horde wave thanks to that, rather than having to sort of hide in the corner. That has meant that our economy has continued to accelerate rather than stall out at that point and everything. So that was a big find for us. And one of the things that makes this character combo kind of cool is that we're able to just change directions into items like that. We could even have gone down the Plasma Sledgehammer route because we just had all of the damage in place already. So that's something that I think is really fun about this combo. That's otherwise quite challenging. Yeah, I'll take Riposte. Just for the 2 melee damage. We will never trigger it, although it would be fun if we did. And we have tons of consumable heal, so we'll take the Alien Worm as well. Tentacle is good for healing, and Handcuffs. I could cap my max HP at 86, I think that's fine, so we'll take that. I'm going to take more crit chance, and then roll. And then go to the shop. We'll pick up the cake. I do want cake just to go over my max HP, because we're going to be losing max HP every time we level. Take the Jeff's Shades, and then I'm going to roll past the wheelbarrow. I will take the Whetstone as well. That gives us enough life steal that we should be able to stay at full health all the time. Ugly Tooth, very good against elites and bosses, so we're very happy to pick that up. Oh, wow, okay, we got the chain gun. Well, this is exactly what we were hoping for. So we're going to buy the scared sausage, and we're definitely going to take the chain gun. So let's go fight the elite. I said chain gun specifically would be the best weapon for this build. So the fact that we found it is kind of ridiculous. Also, the extra trees that we have spawning are very nice. We're getting a lot of turrets out of them because we have pocket factories, so that is giving us a ton of additional wave clear as well. Because the turrets are still quite relevant, and they can trigger our scared sausages, they can trigger our rip and tear, so the damage that they're doing by themselves is good, and the damage that they cause to happen is even better. Trying to go through the middle of the wave there. CRISPR, I can't remember the price of the chain gun actually. So do I need to... this is a ton of additional damage. I'm going to take the CRISPR. I will take Giant Belt, we do have crit chance. And I'm actually going to recycle the magic barrier because I can't remember how much the chain gun cost. It's in the 700s, but I want to make sure that we can actually buy it. And then here I'm going to reroll and buy... this. Okay, 718, so I can buy it. Obviously, we're selling our SMG, so we were fine, but just wanted to be absolutely certain that we could afford to buy the chain gun. So now this does 552 damage and fires 3 shots each, and has piercing. Obviously, it has a little bit of a cooldown, but this should be a pretty insane weapon for us to have going into this next wave. Also, look how cool our potato looks. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Just hosing them down. Our weapon is on cooldown every couple seconds, so that is definitely a downside. The chain gun, the cooldown period is actually pretty dangerous for the one-armed because we don't have other weapons to sort of fill in the gaps there. But the sheer amount of wave clear that we get from it is obviously worth it. I would love Baby with a Beard as well. That's another item that we could have gotten that would have sort of single-handedly made the run go very smoothly. Rip and Tear is a slightly weaker version of that for us here. We're shooting so fast that we are running into the chain gun cooldown very, very quickly. Recycle here, I'll take the Gentle Alien, and then I'm actually going to take some more lifesteal. Because of the cooldown, we're running into a little bit of trouble in between shots, so I'm just going to make sure we can heal up easily as soon as we start shooting again. And then, yeah, let's take more crit chance, because this is every 100 shots, and we fire 100 shots in, like, what's that, 4 seconds? So we are hitting that every 4 seconds. We have a 3-second cooldown on our chain gun, which is actually pretty dangerous in some circumstances. Gonna buy the sunglasses here, so our crit chance is now up to 68%. We'll still take the incendiary turret, and I only lose 2 HP for buying the leather vest, or 1 HP for buying the leather vest because we have stone skin, and we get to increase our armor, so it's worth it, even though the dodge isn't any good. Take this, and this, and roll another chain gun. Alright, well, sadly we can't use it. We can't get a level 5 chain gun, but it is really funny that we rolled into another one. Warrior helmet I will take, even though our HP is over cap and everything, the armor is still very good, and we'll take the Tyler as well. Attack speed does decrease the refractory period on the chain gun, but it also makes it arrive sooner, so you have to... You run into the times when you can't shoot more often. Definitely trying to make sure I pick up all these doubled materials over at the edges of the waves that the turrets are putting on the ground. We're obviously never going to pick up all the materials that we drop, because we did not find enough geckos or Sif's Relic or anything like that, but we want as many as we can have going into the Wave 20 shop so that we can buy as many items as possible before we fight the bosses. Not that I'm that worried about fighting the bosses, given that we have the chain gun and all of this damage and everything. I'm gonna recycle the Lucky Charm here. We don't need it in particular. Medkit will still be good. Yeah, we'll take another Gentle Alien. There's our plastic explosive. We were looking for that before. We'll buy this, and let's just take some more ranged damage. Take another Tyler and a Warrior Helmet, and we'll roll. Pumpkin is great, good for our piercing damage. Flamethrower would also have been an excellent find for this character. Attacks, again, every 0.04 seconds for 418 burning damage. That's just ridiculous that the Flamethrower, which normally does 1 damage, and then the burning damage is so it does 5, and then the burning damage is so heavily inflated. Gonna pass on all of these. We obviously did want the hunting trophy earlier, but we missed on it. Sad Tomato we won't take. I'll take more crit chance though, just kill the bosses a little faster, and more ranged damage, and then nothing else we can buy that's useful. Would have had another plastic explosive, so we're gonna go to Wave 20 and just hose down the bosses. Wow. Didn't even get to our cooldown period because the bosses died immediately. Alright, that might be the fastest boss kill I've ever seen on Wave 20. It's pretty darn close anyways. So that's really fun. Obviously the chain gun and the Apprentice scaling gives you tremendous damage. All we had to do was get out of the relatively difficult early game. This combo was a blast to play. I liked that it started hard and then got easier as it went on, as we sort of snowballed past the enemies. I think that's a fun dynamic. Obviously, our economy items helped a lot. We found 7 Gentle Aliens, which is ridiculous. We found a very early Scar. We found 2 bags, which gave us 1,000. We found 2 trees. Coupon saved us 500 materials. The crown ended up not paying for itself at all because I found the Rip and Tear right after there. Rip and Tear did 50,000 damage. Magic Barriers giving me 12 armor also, which is where most of our armor is coming from. So the Magic Barrier ended up being an excellent purchase. What else? What other... we did have the Fairy. I don't know why I missed it. I guess I should have been paying attention. And then Dusty Fedora gave us a few hundred points of luck, which was also awesome. Alright, my friends, I hope that you enjoyed this run. This one was a blast to play, and definitely recommended if you're looking for a run that requires some navigation, but also has big payoff at the end. And of course, if you also find a chain gun, definitely let me know about it, because I love hearing about that kind of thing. This was the best possible end to the run. Alright, my friends, hope you enjoyed the video, and of course if you have, feel free to leave a comment and like the video. Helps me out with the algorithm, so I do appreciate it. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato videos and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.